took me to almost 40 to get there, that I could be loved for who I really was, not for the character I played on TV. I'm Jana Shortal. I'm a journalist, and here's some shit I wish I knew. The best advice about work I got was, work will never love you back as much as you love your work. Now, that does not mean you shouldn't love your work, but it cannot be your primary relationship to fulfill you and to hug you and to build you back up. You've got to find that somewhere else. And then you take it and put it into your work. But I forever gave everything and still do, but I don't expect it to bounce back at me. I can't expect to go to Care 11 today and for it to fill me up in all the ways that I need self-esteem or reassurance or inspiration. I got to do that on my own with my people around me. I just decided when I was 14 or 15 that I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, and I didn't really write down any other options. So I just did it. The problem is that I hadn't done the work on myself or even started to acknowledge it. I just was running towards this goal. So by the time I got into my late 20s, 30s, probably my 30s, I don't remember my 20s, that started to catch up to me. And because I hadn't dealt with who I am as a person, the work really didn't matter. It didn't love me back. It wasn't able to fill me up every day, which is a very dangerous place to be. If you give too much, what you would expect in return, even if you don't know it in your brain and your body, is all of that to come back, and it's not possible. So I was in that game of just trying to get as many people to like me, put on a show, make people laugh, until I got pushed down one day pretty publicly. When I stood up and said what I said, I started walking down a different path that would change my life forever. And there is some humbling perspective in that, and that where does life go at this point? And what does work mean? I love my work more than anything, not anyone anymore. It's a beautiful, amazing job, but for my life to keep moving forward and to keep walking down that path I accidentally, thankfully got on 5.5 years ago, I need to start choosing or figuring out how to choose. What do I want? And to be honest, I don't know. I wish I could meet 7-year-old me, because one time I looked at all my school pictures and I could see a change. Something changed from 7 to 8. I don't know if that's when I learned that girls were supposed to be a certain way. I don't know. I don't remember. But I certainly wish I could meet them and say, I wish for you to always be the person you are in this picture. But then I wonder if that would be bad advice, because I also wish for you to be challenged and to get your heart broken and to be frustrated and to lose and to see who you become because of it. When I live in an adult world every day from 10 to 7 and tell you all the terrible things that happened in it, I remember that those among us who are young see a different world and a different future, and they're doing things on their own that will perhaps surprise you right now. So the best advice I could give the adults is to stop talking and start listening. I always find stuff like this to be a bit daunting for other people to ingest, because what I want people to know is I don't know shit. I just know my lived experience, and all I want to do is walk in this world with you with empathy and 2 ears and 1 mouth, because there is no one answer. My life experience may have nothing to do with your life. None of this may resonate, and that's fucking okay. That's just fine, because your story is your story. Your truth is your truth. Your lived experiences are your lived experiences, and they are just as valuable and important and something I could learn from than mine are to anybody else.